So, and the next one is
Hello?
a squad. Yeah,
Yeah, hi guys. Can you hear me?
yeah, yeah,
Hey,
perfect. Yeah, welcome.
okay, let's go. All right. Hi everyone. This is Poshak, the CEO and founder of Squad, here to show you how we're building friendships and not friend lists today. The fact is, it's hard to make meaningful connections in an increasingly digital world, especially when most of our communication is in the form of digital thumbs ups or cute heart-shaped emojis. This increasingly meaningless connection leads to a social phenomenon I like to call modern loneliness. Loneliness actually has been recently classified by experts in America as an epidemic. Now, the fact is 73% of heavy social media users are considered extremely lonely, with 61% of American adults reporting that they're lonely as compared to 2018, that is a 7% increase. Some people even report their loneliness manifesting as physical pain. The sad part is in America today, the fear of being alone is a greater fear than the fear of death itself. This leads to a lot of key mental health issues like anxiety, increasing depression, and the high suicide rates among college students and young adults today in America. The key cause is that the overreach of social media in our daily lives has led to more people being socially disconnected from their local safety net and tending to focus on the number of global connections that they have. This just leads to an increasingly meaningless and superficial communication and connections in today's society. There are around 21 major social media players like Facebook, Instagram in today's world. An average person has like around 630 to 640 connections on their preferred platform, but they only have three meaningful friendships in their life. This just goes on to contrast the quality and the quantity of connections that we as a society are encouraging and building these days. And this is just a digital map of today's modern digital society in which Facebook and Instagram, as I mentioned before, are highly superficial communication. Tinder and Bumble have become breeding ground for hookups. Meetup is too large for anyone to foster any meaningful friendships and connections, whereas LinkedIn is a highly professional network. So that our solution focuses on bringing people together in small groups of 4 to 8 based on their interests and personalities. And we verify each and every single user on our platform to ensure the safety and security and to ensure comfort factor to make these meetings happen. And lastly, we combine that with local events to help people make memories that matter with the people they will eventually matter to them. Our basic product, when you're signing up for Squad, you would essentially give us a list of your interests and your personality type. You would pick an event that you like. And once you find an event that you like, the only thing you have to do is sign up, show up, and have fun. Now, our competitive advantage is that we're highly human focused. Our entire platform our process mimics the natural human friend making process, thereby just shortening the entire process that usually takes about 6 months to a year to a time frame of around 2 to 3 months. We focus on local events to provide local businesses an opportunity to gain more business and people to experience their local neighborhood in a completely different way with in small groups of 4 to 8 people. And since everyone is verified, and this gives us an opportunity to curate the experience. Now, the key linchpin in this entire thing is an automatic matching algorithm, which enables us to create these meaningful groups that will be the breeding ground for friendships in the long term. Now, our market size is there are around 19.9 million college students in the US alone as of 2019, with around $1,000 spent annually. An initial market size of around $19.9 billion to grow and capture. Our business model right now, we charge 5% commission on every transaction on our platform, while keeping the price point at around $15 to $20 to keep it affordable to our users. And we also charge us 5 to 7% service charge with capped at 7% per transaction, depending on the transaction size. When we launched at IIT, my home school, we
Perfect.
had yeah,
Time is up. Just quick
sorry,
finish,
yeah,
please. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm
Again,
waiting.
sorry about that. This is the traction we got around 200 users signups within 2 hours, And after we put the users through our process, we had around 90% positive uh, responses to our interviews after. This is our team, our tech genius Antoine Fox, and the person on our organizational wizard Delilah Early, and myself. With that, thank you for listening to my presentation. I look forward to connecting with each and every one of you.
Yeah, this is Marisa. You've identified a huge problem that's growing. However, you have not identified a solution to this. So I don't really see, I'm on Meetup and LinkedIn and all of these,
Mhm.
and I don't really see how yours, you do anything different than these other platforms.
Yeah, so our unfortunately due to time constraints, I wasn't able to go deeply into it. But one thing we found when we were researching the problem as a whole is that when human beings on a daily basis, when we try to make meaningful connections, it only takes 4 meetings or 4 meaningful instances of meetings for one person to start being friends with another person to create that connection. Now, our goal, what we are focusing on different is most platforms focus on one-to-one connection. They focus on putting people together, bringing people together individually in a one-to-one basis. But we focus on bringing them together in real life in small groups of 4 to 8 and allow group dynamics to naturally take the process, like naturally allow the process to occur. So what we're essentially doing is we're not like changing the way people make friends. We're just leveraging the internet to bring people together in real life to communicate with them and let nature take over afterwards. We're essentially taking the pain points in the friend making process and the communication issues that people have today, with most people being scared to. There are a lot of issues that they have, like the fear of rejection, for example, is a big problem that stops people from communicating with each other. What if the other person is not interested in being friends with me? What if they're going to reject me? So we're just taking all these pain points out and allow
Yeah, but
people to interact with each other.
there are a lot of startups that bring people together in real life. So what do you do that's different? And they bring them in small groups. Like
So
again, I don't see what the difference, what your white space is in this market, and it is a big market.
yes, ma'am. So while we allow bring people together, we also attach meaningful memories. Like we also attach events and experiences to those memories, thereby reinforcing, leveraging psychological studies to leverage and use those meaningful memories to kind of uh, what's the word? What? Sorry, pardon. Just struggling to put words together at this point. It's our goal when we connect these meetings with emotions created by experiences and events. It just reinforces the positive experience, thereby increasing people's, thereby first satisfying people's need to connect with each other socially, and to helping them form those meaningful friendships, which will ensure that those needs be satisfied in the future as well. If
So, Poshak, this Sunil, I think the world is going to be totally different between now and next 18 months to 24 months. Human interactions are going to reduce because of the pandemic, and your core business model is all about meeting in person. Um, how do you survive in this scenario?
yeah,
Just
that's
very
actually
quickly, Pashak, okay, because our time is up again. Just quick answer. Yeah.
okay. We actually conducted surveys among young adults, and we actually went out and interviewed a lot of people. And one thing that we find out, despite that COVID-19 happening and a lot of people being scared to a lot of infection risk and all of that, people are still have that need to meet with each other in the real world. These like a lot of college students are looking forward to, in fact, going to community events rather than individual events or Zoom events online. So that was why we decided to double down on our or double down on having people meet in real life. It is it's an emotional connection that's like completely, the emotion of meeting someone in real life is completely different. from interacting with them on a virtual platform like Zoom or Facebook, etc. And we aim to create those relationships and cultivate those relationships in the long term.